Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Proudly sponsored by betting.co.uk. As you can see, I'm joined by none other than Cheltenham Festival winning trainer Gary Moore. Gary, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Thanks for joining me again on the channel. I know it's a really busy time of the season for you, but I just wanted to have a look through some of the string that you've got going forward for this season, Gary. I guess the place to actually start off would be with Botox Has, the 7-year-old. Of course, won the Yorkshire Hurdle for you at Wetherby this weekend over 3 miles. When we caught up last season, you did actually earmark Botox Has as a potential staying hurdler candidate. You must have been really pleased with what he did for you at the weekend.
I was over the moon what he did for the weekend. The only one thing I did make sure he went there very, very fit. And I think that's what won the day. He'd been away and done a race called Gallop, which has obviously helped him as he nearly put himself on the floor at the second last and wasn't very clever at the last either, but and still was able to win the race, against good old season's handicappers, which pleased me a lot.
So you've got, you must have some sort of plan with them for the season. I know John and Yvonne Stone are very ambitious with their horses. Is the Stayers Hurdle something that's a long-term target now, or are you going to see how it goes throughout the season? I know he probably needs soft ground, doesn't he?
He does need soft ground. Mind you, he won at Cheltenham very early in the year before last, and that was on just nice ground. I think Josh rode him. So I don't think he's completely ground dependent, but I think the way he races quite lazily. So probably the softer ground will keep the others not getting too far away from him, It keeps him in his comfort zone. Go on.
Has he come out of the race okay as well?
Yeah, he's all good. Yeah, ate up everything that night and tried up nice and sound yesterday morning. So, and he's been out this morning to stretch his legs.
Full steam ahead then, Gary. Lovely. Okay, well, we'll move on to another one of John and Yvonne Stone's horses. One that I particularly like quite a lot, and that's Nassalam, the 6-year-old. How has he summered this year? He was quite raw last year. He's a 6 going on 6-year-old 7 now.
Yeah, He's actually summered very, very well. Better than he did last year. For some reason, he never came back in looking as good as he has this year, and he'd need to as he's getting a bit older now. But he should be at his prime, really. Like he was just a nearly horse last year, but it disappointed me very much in his last race when I thought he had a very serious chance, but he ran no race, But he's never had the ground that he really wants, and at the moment he's going to get the ground that he wants. He runs on Saturday in the Sefton at Liverpool.
How come you've opted to go to the Sefton rather than going to the Paddy Power this season? He's a very good jumper, isn't he?
I think the owners wanted to go Liverpool rather than Cheltenham.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Well, I'm looking forward definitely to seeing him this season. Is he quite ground dependent? I know you said Botox Has isn't, but does Nassalam need softer ground?
To see the best of him, I think he needs soft ground. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, Gary, on to Editor Digit. Of course, you've got a lovely 9-year-old for the Preston family and their friends. He won the Desert Orchid, the Grade 2 for you. He then won the Grade 1 Clarence House at Cheltenham in really good style. Of course, he beat Edward Stone and Energamine. And I see he's got an entry up at the Holden Gold Cup at Exeter. Is that going to be his target? Is that where we're going to likely to see him next?
Yeah, that's this week, isn't it? When he's all good. I've had a very clear run with him, which is unusual. So far, so good. I shouldn't really say that, but yeah, he's been, he's always had bad feet, and this year he hasn't had one day off with bad feet, So he goes straight to the Holden Gold Cup, albeit well, as long as the ground's not heavy there, He doesn't want heavy ground. Soft, good to soft would be perfect. Soft would be okay, but heavy would be out. I think out of the question.
Would you be looking at defending the crown in the Clarence House potentially at Cheltenham again?
100%. Definitely, that's his best. He runs his best races there. He's better going. He is slightly better going left-handed rather than right. But when you're at the rating that he's you've got very few opportunities, so you have to take it on trust that he will go right-handed. I think Exeter will suit him because at the end of the day, he wants a stiff 2 mile or even nearly get 2.5. So that place should suit him down to the ground, really.
Will you have him out at front again, sort of try and get him bowl along, use his jump into the best effect?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. How's Goshen this year, Gary? Of course, he's 7 now. I suppose all plans, are they going to lead to right-handed courses on soft ground?
Yeah. I was
Unless...
toying with in the elite on Saturday.
Okay, okay.
But I've been talked out of it because I don't think the ground will be soft enough there. So he goes straight to Ascot in a fortnight's time in the race he won last year, the Coral.
Brilliant, brilliant. Look forward to that. I'll actually be there that day as well. So definitely looking forward to seeing him back on track, of course.
Yeah.
Gary, you've got a horse which I'm particularly excited about this year that you actually got from France, who beat Blood Destiny before winning 2 races for you and then getting agonisingly touched off at Aintree. Beau Zenith, the 4-year-old. He looks like a lovely sort, he does.
He's probably one of the nicest horses we've ever had.
Yeah.
He's probably going to miss this season.
Okay, he's had a small setback, is he? Or is it?
Yeah, he's had a setback. Yeah.
Just on that note, with that being the case, if you decided to give him the whole season off based on his age, or is it a injury that's kept him out for the season? Is it just better to be mindful of him now and then bring him back for the season ahead?
Exactly that. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Sorry to hear about that, but I hope obviously it all goes well for him during
Yeah.
the season and he has a smooth recovery. Another horse for Mr. Harris, you've got Haddex des Obeaux. Of course, he won at Doncaster and then he won at Warwick in January, which was really, really impressive. He had quite an unfortunate fall at the showcase meeting, of course, a couple of weeks ago, but he looks like he could be a graded chaser in time. How's he come out of the race after that fall? And what?
Yeah, he's come out of the race fine. We probably won't run him again till the Tingle Creek. Hello.
Yeah, it's nice to see that you've got the high aspirations for him. Then, if that's the case,
he's definitely a horse I like a lot. Owner lives very close to Sandown, and he's always liked to have a runner in the race. His rating, he fell the other day. I'm seeing Jamie, and he got put up 4 for that, which is very handy. He's now a rating of 150. So, it's going to be a tough race, obviously, at Tingle Creek, but he'll improve a bit on what he did the other day. Whether he'd have won the other day, I don't know, but he would have been very close.
Excellent. Okay, definitely look forward to seeing him. Of course, you've had Sire de Grugy that's won these 2-mile speed races before, so you definitely know how to get it done with the right sorts. How about Diacan then, a 5-year-old again for Mr. Harris? He was second at Ascot for you back in November. That was his only start. How is he?
Yeah, he had a little setback. He's back in training now. He should be ready to run about a fortnight's time, all being well.
Excellent. And you've got Jupiter de Gite as well. Very impressive at Newbury on his debut. Didn't necessarily go to plan prior to that, but he's only a 4-year-old. Have you got some stronger plans for him coming up this season?
He runs on Sunday at Sandown. He's a very, very nice horse, very good looking horse, but his head's not in the right place. It seems a little bit better so far this season. Very, very highly strung horse. Not at home, but when he gets on a race course, all he wants to do is break speed limits all the time. So hopefully he's grown up a lot. He looks fantastic. He's one of the nicest looking horses in the yard. If he can do what he done consistently at Newbury, where I thought he was a very good horse and amazed me that day, he was the biggest surprise I've had in my training career, to win like he did. But then when he ran like he did the next time, that's how I thought he'd run first time. But they love to make you look fools, horses do. So,
what does he show you at home? Is he a good worker?
He is a good worker, but he's relentless. He works on his own, to be honest with you. You can't really work him with another horse, otherwise he'd end up in the next county sort of thing. He always wants to. He wants to go faster than he should be.
Okay. You've got another nice 5-year-old who won at Fontwell for you off 112 called Le Patron. He was very impressive visually.
He was. I think the second runs in the 0 to 100s a day. He got put up 9 for winning that, which I thought was pretty harsh enough. But they're not very nice people, handicappers. And he is a nice horse. It just hasn't been quite right since then. But I think he's just coming back now, and hopefully he might run Sunday if he gallops good tomorrow.
Excellent, fantastic. And you have an entry in the Paddy Power. I mentioned that I thought you may send Nassalam there, but you got Black Jerry entered off a mark of 139. He's won 5 times for you over fences. He won his last 2 at Ascot and Plumpton in good fashion. He looks quite dangerously handicapped based on those last 2 runs. How do you feel about his chances? And is Paddy Power the plan?
Paddy Power is the plan. I don't think he's well handicapped though.
Okay.
I think he done well. Got given a good ride to win at Plumpton, and I think that might have been his derby that day, you know. But I do feel he's probably £9 too high now.
Okay, deserves a shot, I guess. Though.
Yeah, he does. But he has to. Where do you go when you've got a 140?
That's it.
You know, like you. I mean, the only one good thing he did it on ground which is not his favourable ground. You know, it'd be far better also soft ground.
It gives you a little bit of hope then that there may be some improvements still, Gary. You never know, do we?
No.
And the last horse I'm going to ask you about, Gary, is another 5-year-old who was 4th in the Grade 1 at Aintree called Hansard from the Noel Feely Syndicate. He was only 4 lengths behind in the pocket. He's still very young. I mean, he may have quite a nice potential. He might have a nice bit of potential moving forward this season. Would you agree, or have you got any firm plans with him?
I do agree. He's a lovely horse. He's a gorgeous horse. Horse we like a lot. The weather mucked us up. He was due to run on the flat last week at Nottingham for a pipe opener before the Greatwood. That was the plan. He'd have won on the flat as well. He's 140 hurdler. I think you had to run to above 65, 70 to win the race. So and he's got bags of poke, so he would have won there, you know. But they called it off. So he's been entered for the elite on Sunday. And that's Saturday at Wincanton.
Is he going to be another, again, soft ground preferred, I guess?
I think he'd go on any ground except for extremes, you know.
Okay, fine.
He was a very nice horse we like a lot. I couldn't believe he got beaten at Dovecot when he did, you know. It just really amazed me, but he is talented.
Yeah, he looks a really nice traveller as well. Just seems to find everything quite easy.
He does, yeah. Proper horse.
Excellent. Okay, so at the end of the episode last year, Gary, I asked you to give us a horse to follow, and you gave us a horse called Poncho. I just wondered if we could get a small update on him.
Yeah, he did finally win at Plumpton, and then I think he got beat, and then he had a fall somewhere and he busted his knee.
Okay.
So he's back. He's about a fortnight away from running, to be honest with you. He looks a nice horse. Hopefully he's grown up into his strengths now, you know, like and you know, like he could be a nice horse, really, you know.
Excellent. And how about for this year, Gary? Could you give us one to follow for this year? Not again, doesn't have to be a world beat, just one that we could have a little bit of fun following throughout the season.
Yeah, I'd say there's like a couple there. The Sagon Bell was very disappointed at Kempton first time out. I can't believe that was his true running. I think he's a good horse. Works like a good horse, and either him or what would you say? I'd have to say Hansard, you know.
Hansard, yeah, lovely.
Or Spirit, didn't you?
Spirit, oh yeah. So how's he come out of the race the other day? He was quite well fancied, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. You know, like he actually ran on the face of it. He couldn't win on handicap ratings.
Okay.
But he actually, Jamie looked after him when his chance had gone. And if you actually see him, if they'd beat him up, he'd have been a good close-up third, you know. But he finished 4th, and he's come out of the race well. But he's a horse I like. It could be a dark horse, you know.
Excellent. Have you got any new nice recruits this year, Gary? I know you've had one called Pyrotechnic that you got from France. He's already had a run.
He actually ran on Saturday and ran very well at Ascot. Finished 5th. Raced a bit upside down. Was too keen early, and come home okay, you know. But he is quite a nice horse. And another horse called Royal Way.
Royal Way. Okay.
He's a nice horse that comes from France. Horse we run tomorrow could be anything. A horse called Salvo. Yeah, he runs tomorrow. He could be anything. He ran once in Italy, and he was a mile behind, tailed off, but a beautiful horse, half brother to a good horse of Willie Mullins called Sakier. By motivated, jumps pretty good at home. You know, he could be anything. You know, he's another of my juveniles as well. But my juveniles have not been as good as what I always thought they would be so far this season.
Is that just on a basis of time, or is it pure ability? Do you feel like they just need a little bit longer to fill their frames?
I hope a couple of them. I hope that's the case. Horse I ran yesterday. He's a great big horse by Golden Horn, and he's probably not. He's probably going to be a 4-year-old rather than a 3-year-old sort of thing. You know.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. You've got one running today, actually, Gary. An interest or Casalupi? Is that right? Casalupi.
Absolutely. He hasn't. Yeah. He shouldn't be far away today. Shouldn't be far away.
Yeah. He looked really nicely handicapped. He just had a little bit of a break, hasn't he?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, I'll make sure I get tuned in to watch him go today. Then, Gary, that's great.
Right.
Look,
Lovely.
Gary, thank you once again for giving me your time. I really do appreciate it. I know it's obviously an extremely busy time of the season for you. Best of luck this season, and
Thank you.
I'll try and steal 20 minutes off you again next year if that's all right as well.
Okay, lovely.
All right, Gary. Thanks a bunch.
Yeah.
All right, all the best now.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, Gary.
Bye-bye.